Hello, Shawn Dirden, head men's basketball coach at Northwestern Oklahoma State University. This is year 2 for me, and we've gotten off to a really strong start, one that we're all proud of as a team. But it's also a start that we know it's just a start, and there's a lot more work to be done. And so today we're 5-0, and then we had to play GAC, our conference competition at Harding and Arctech this week. The team is made up of 5 seniors: Greg Miner, who started last year; Brandon Green, whose whole career has been here, who's a 4-year starter; Cody Halverson, transfer, our leading returning scorer from a year ago, one of the top 3-point shooters in the conference; Trey Johnson, who's also a transfer in his 2nd year; and that might be Cedric Collins, who ended up being a key reserve down the stretch for us last year, and is playing very well now. We ended up having 9 to 10 players back from last year's team, a couple redshirt freshmen, and Elijah Parks and 2 Goodwin. Hunter Frisbee is a returner. And then we also were able to hit the road hard recruiting this year, and bring in some really solid players, some really great kids, just some good student athletes, and heading that up. Trayvon Andrews was a kid we've recruited since the fall last year, 6'8", 235, Division I transfer from Loyola Chicago. He's a big kid inside, but has guard skill set. And so we've been really excited about his play. Also, AJ Jones will have 3 years here. He's a junior college transfer, was at Snow College, won 24 games there last year. He's from Atlanta, Georgia, and real heady, really fast point guard. Very, very good playmaker for his teammates. And then we have Akeem Oglesby, who was a junior college first-team All-American out of Ridgewater in Minnesota, Division III junior college, but 20 points a night, 50% 3-point shooter. Really good kid, really, really talented player who's also from the state of Georgia. And then we have Saba Gadeshvili, who's a 6'7" freshman from Eastern Europe, from the country, Georgia. So I tease the guys that we have 3 kids from Georgia, but one of them is from way across the other side. But he saw his first action in Washington, and he played a very key role at Emporia State, our last victory on the road, hitting 2 big 3-pointers. Don't want to miss anyone, but there's a few other really, really key players that freshman Keith Holmes, who's played some quality minutes. Again, Elijah Parks redshirted last year and is a backup center, has given us some quality minutes. And we just look forward to the whole team as a whole continue to grow and enjoy the season. It was asked the question, obviously the 5-0 start. We're the only undefeated team in the GAC to date. And we're also one of the top defensive teams in both the GAC and in Division II basketball. And the biggest key to that is part personnel, the returners, along with infusing them with some key incoming players. But it's the chemistry that we've worked the hardest on, and we continue to work on every day. We really look forward to continuing our success on the basketball court. Because of our defense, but the defense combined with chemistry, guys working together, being unselfish, starring in their role. A lot of guys have had to make some sacrifices, as we have 2 gentlemen that started last year that come off the bench for us, and 2 of our top 4 scorers come off the bench. So very well balanced, deep, and they're working hard to play together and play for each other. What was the next question?
About when your next one again?
So our first 4 games, very, very fortunate to have our first 4 games here at home this year, and so we took care of business with that. Got a big road win at Emporia State, but now our next 5 or our next 4 since Emporia State are all on the road. both conference competition, and then Newman and Randall University down in Oklahoma City. Our next home games will be after Christmas break in the new year, the first week of January, where we'll host Southern Arc and Arkansas Monticello at home. Will be our next home games for both the men and the women. And it's just kind of part of the process of playing at home and having to also play on the road.